All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's what we're going to do. Oh, man, last homework review. This is super important homework. Now, out of all of the linear equation stuff that we've been doing, table of values, 10.1, 10.2, vertical and horizontal lines, slope, 10.3, this is the one that pulls it all together, 10.4. So, in some ways, it's the most important part. It's certainly the most difficult part because it's going to it's going to force you to make sure that you understand everything. So let's do this, right? So we have to do, look, this isn't assigned, but if you're not sure how to graph, you should do it. If you need some practice, you need to do number 1, and you need to do number 2. So make sure you can do those. I mean, you don't have to, but if you want to get a good grade, I would make sure. I assumed you did know how, but man, and I don't want to bury you in homework, so I can't assign everything. Some of it you have to be responsible for. You should know how to do those things, but either way. So number 3, we have to do number 3, part A through D. So it says find the equation in y equals mx plus c. In the United States, we use mx plus b, right? So we got a gradient of 2 and a y-intercept of 3. So for number 3, part A, I think this would be sufficient. If you wrote y equals 2x plus 3, I think that's good. B would be y equals negative 3x minus 2. Now, these numbers don't always go here and here. It just tells me the gradient, which is another word for slope, is 2 first, and the y-intercept it tells me second. Let's see if they're all that way. Oh, wow. Now, check this one out. D. Y-intercept of 3 over 2 and y-intercept at 0, negative 5. Well, so that's going to be negative 3 over 2x, no problems there, minus 1/2. You could put 0.5 right here if you chose, but here, let me zoom in a little bit for you there. That makes it a little larger. Okay. So the thing is, the x-intercept is, for a y-intercept, x is always 0. This is the number we're looking for. This number right here, c, it's the y-intercept is always going to be 0, comma c. Because remember, for y-intercept, x is always 0, and for an x-intercept, y is always 0. All right, so this one's a little backwards, you see. I have a feeling that a lot of students are just going to go through and they're going to start writing stuff down, and they're going to write this, and this is wrong. They're going to do that, and that's totally wrong because this is the y-intercept. That's the gradient, so that would be wrong. So for E, negative 3/4 x plus 2. Figured they were going to do that. Let's see. No, that's all we had to do. So you only had to do through D, but drawing the rest, not a bad idea. What about I? Check this out. I, gradient of 0, y-intercept of 4. That's y equals 4. Because if you wrote y equals 0x plus 4, there you go. Now here's the other thing about y equals 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So whoa, y equals 4 would look like that hotness right there, you see? That would be y equals 4. Now remember, horizontal lines have a slope of 0. Ah, that's y equals 4. Okay, coming all together now. Now let's see here, number 4 and number 5. We have to do number 4 and number 5. So, not going to do all of these. We'll just do some. So look, the thing is, this is the same information that's provided to you in number 3. It's just in a different format. So you're going to have to count the slope for each one, and you're going to have to find the y-intercept. The y-intercept is where the graph crosses this vertical axis, this y-axis, right? So like, for example, let's do D. Now, this one right here, if you look, the y-intercept, which we call B, right? They call it is C, but that's 2. And the slope, if I start counting here and I go to there, that's over 1. So, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 over 1. So this one's going to be y equals 5x plus 2. For sure. That's that one. For sure. No doubt in my mind. And it's a positive slope, no problem. Let's do one with a negative slope. Let's do F. So we still have another y-intercept of 2, but it's a negative slope, a slope of negative 1. Because look, we go from 2 to 2. That's down 1, down 2, over 2. That's a slope of negative 1. Yeah. Okay, now number 5 is where it gets a little tricky. Now there's other stuff on the other page, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Once again, man, you have to be in charge of your own learning and understanding. If there's stuff that you're not understanding, you got to take You got to take responsibility for yourself and get those things done. So let's take a look at number 5 right here, shall we? So the instructions say find the equation of each line. Find the equation of each line which passes through both points in each case. So in other words, there's a line for part A that goes through point A and point B. So it goes through 2, 3, and 4, 11. All right, so 2, 3, 4, 11. So we'll do a couple of these first. So this is number 5. So this is part A. 2, 3, and 4, 11. So those are the 2 points, right? So in other words, like on a graph somewhere, I've got a point right here at 2, 3, and another point right here at like 4, 11, and it goes through there, right? What we're gonna do for step 1 is we're gonna find the slope, and then we're gonna use y equals mx plus b to find the y-intercept. So I'm actually going to do this on a separate piece of paper so we can kind of take a look at this carefully, okay? So this is what we need, okay? We need this first, and then we need this, and we get that second, okay? To do your y-intercept, to do your slope, use the formula. They give you 2 points, so all you got to do is just use those 2 points, you see? And then once you figure that out, I'll show you what to do next, okay? So let's do this first. So we had the points 2, 3, 4, 11. Use the formula, don't try to draw a picture. Number 1, you're probably going to get it wrong. Number 2, it looks silly. I mean, it just looks like, if somebody draws a picture when there's a formula to be used, it just looks like they have no clue what they're doing. That might not be the case, but that's certainly how it looks. And for these Cambridge tests, you're going to be graded by somebody who doesn't know you. So 11 minus 3, and 4 minus 2. That's a slope of 4, right? So 11 minus 3, 8. Good. 4 minus 2 is 2. 8 over 4. 8 over 2 is 4. So our slope is 4. So here's what I know. I know I got y equals 4x plus b. I don't know what b is. But here's the other thing. These are both coordinates that are on the line. So I know that when x equals 2, y is 3. Or when x equals 4, y is 11. So I can just pick one. It doesn't matter. Pick one. Pick one. Plug it in. So I'm going to use 2, 3. So watch this. Check this out. I'm going to use 2, 3. So 3 equals 4 times 2 plus b. Do you see what I did? Like here's y. Here's x. That's my slope. See? You would get the same exact answer if you plugged in the other point. You get the same exact answer. So let's do this right here. This is 8, right? This is 8, so 3 equals 8 plus b. So that means b has to be negative 5. Do you see? Because if that's negative 5, 8 plus negative 5 is 3. You want to use your steps to do it. You can do it too. Negative 5 equals b. So this is my final answer. And this is what everybody messes up as well. 4x minus 5. It's asking you for the line. That's your answer. It's not this. It's not this. It's this. These are clues for your answer. That's your answer. Make sure you write your answer. Okay. 11 equals 16 plus b. See? Negative 5 again. Subtract 16 from both sides, you get negative 5. It doesn't matter which point you use, one or the other. You get the same exact answer either way. So, first thing first, right? Plug in your 2 points to find your slope. Second thing you're going to do, use y equals mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b. Plug your slope in. And then plug in one of these points, x and y. The thing you got to be careful of, x goes here. People always put 2 and then 3, or 4 and then 11. No. This is x. That's the first number. That's why it's the second number. So be really careful with that. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do one with some negatives. So let's see. Let's do negative 1, negative 3, and 4, 6. Let's do negative 1, negative 3, 4, 6. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to find our slope first. So that's going to be 6 minus negative 3, 4 minus negative 1. Now, you could do it this way if you wanted, right? You could do negative 3 minus 6 and then negative 1 minus 4. You get the same thing, right? So let's see, that's 9 over 5. That's negative 9 over negative 5. Well, that's reduces to 9/5, right? Man, this one's a little tricky because it's got a fraction. Look at that. Dang, fractions are your friend. Let's see here. Negative 1, negative 3, that's good. 4, 6, that's good. So this one was A right? And the one I'm doing now is C. So we're going to check these in the back of the book in just a moment. Okay, now y equals mx plus b. We're gonna use this. Y equals mx plus b. We know that, and we know what an x and a y are. We have two examples, right? So let's plug one of them in. I would use the positive numbers. There's fewer chances to make errors with positive numbers. So 6 is y. I've got 9/5, and then times 4 plus b. Okay, so I got to fix this, right? Can't reduce. So that's 36 over 5, right? That's 36 over 5. 6 equals 36 over 5 plus b. So now I have to subtract 36 from both sides, right? 36 over 5 from both sides. I have to subtract this number from both sides. So that's a positive. I have to subtract 36 over 5. Now look, would you guys agree with me that these are the same number? 30 divided by 5 is 6. And the reason that's useful is because that's this right here. So look, I'm going to subtract 36 over 5 from both sides. That makes 0 right there. I'm just going to erase that. That 6 is 30 over 5. And then I have a common denominator. Do you see? 30 over 5. So negative 6/5. So my answer is y equals 9/5 x minus 6 over 5. That's my answer. Now I wonder, the only thing I'm not sure about is I wonder if the book, the answer in the book anyway, gives us that as a fraction. I'm not real sure. Nope, it did exactly like this. So number 5, part A, y equals 4, x minus 5. Part B, 9/5 x minus 6/5. There we go. Oh, we got a fraction there too. So anyway, just to make sure we're rock solid on this, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to use your slope formula, right? And then you're going to plug it into y equals mx plus b. So you're going to take whatever that number is, you're going to plug it in there. They give you an x, they give you a y, you just plug them in, and then you solve for b. That's it. Now there's another way you could do it. It's I think it's y2 minus y1 equals... No, it's y minus y1. I don't remember. Point slope formula. X minus x1. I think it's that way. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. Let's see. It's called the point slope formula. I haven't used it forever because I don't know, this other way is easier. Yeah, that's right. I got it right. So y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. I don't advise using that right now. If you don't have to, then why would you? And it's pretty simple anyway. This is much simpler, so I would just go with that. So anyway, I hope this has been useful and helpful. This is a super, super important topic. Be careful. Take your time with it. And I'll talk to you guys later.